Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Kid Ankh Ageplay podcast. So, recently I've been busy, as you guys know, because I think I stated this in the last episode, that I've been working, trying to get things moving here in my city locally. I've been running a certain group of events called the Ageplay Gatherings and Events here, and I have been working extremely hard trying to get all of our events in like working order for the year, and also working with other groups in order to try to boost age play in the community as a whole. I've been working with other groups in order to try to help start a convention, which I think some of you guys have heard me say that I was working on something and that I would talk about it soon. And the person that I was working with, who is the architect and designer, the creator of this wonderful convention coming, I am nothing more than a consultant. This wonderful person is the lovely Mommy Belle, who is joining here with me today. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad that I got you for this. Hold on, let me move myself closer to the mic here. Okay. I'm really glad that I had the chance to work with you because like I've known you for years. Like going back to when I first joined the community, I still remember seeing you post on FetLife. I think right now you, Piglet, and my friend Chrissy are the three longest people I've ever known in this community.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and you all are freaking amazing, and I absolutely love all three of you. You in particular are such an inspiration. Like, I don't know whether you know this or not, but you inspire a lot of people with like just the joyfulness and just the exciting exuberance you give off, and it's freaking awesome. And it's always been a pleasure for me to work with you because I don't know if you guys know, like Mommy Belle and I have had we've had one podcast interview. Two podcast interviews, actually, because
yes, two.
Yeah, because we did the one at Capcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was freaking awesome. That was a lot of fun.
It was. I had a lot of fun doing it too.
So, could you tell us a little bit more about Little's Jamboree, which is this new convention that I'm hearing is coming about?
Yes, so the Little Jamboree is coming this year, November 12th through the 16th in Brookfield, Wisconsin. And it is just going to be a chill, relaxing time for the ABDL community to just come together. We have classes. We're going to have just a fun time. The thing to me that makes the Jamboree special and a little bit different is that we're actually going to have caregivers leading the event inside of the classroom. So we're having two play spaces, which will be our nursery and daycare area and our big kids clubhouse slash preschool rooms, and they're going to be staffed with actual caregivers, with mommies, daddies, big brothers, and big sisters, and they're going to be in the classrooms making sure that the equipment is being used correctly, making sure that the littles are feeling safe. Also, they'll be doing story time. They will be doing art classes. And so instead of people having to go to classes or go to the events will come to you, to the classrooms, giving you that immersive feeling.
Now, that's fascinating to me because it's like, there aren't, like, as far as I know, like, I've known caretakers to run a convention before, but like I've never heard of one actually like them actually doing a whole bunch of stuff. Like I've never heard of them being interactive with the rooms, because a lot of times events are run by littles and they are supervised by the bigs. Now I want to just give a little bit of context here. I don't think anything like that has really been done since really like TeddyCon, because TeddyCon had a lot of caretakers years ago. They used to have a lot of caretakers, but like politics and shit get involved in a lot of that. And I'm glad that like out of the people that I know that you're working with, I know that that's not really an issue, and that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we are, and I do have quite a good number of people already signed up. You know, since I am a mommy, you're going to see me floating around in classrooms when it's needed. Um, I do have something special where I'm actually going to have a Babyfur meet and greet. And I think this would be kind of cool too. We're going to have a designated time where baby furs can actually go into the nursery and they can like just be their baby fur selves, actually being able to play in the nursery. They'll be able to wear like their half suits, so they'll be able to do like their paws and their ears, and they can also wear their heads and be able to just like be like their cute little selves and their baby fur selves just being in the nursery. And they'll have like little activities and stuff like that planned as well while they're in there. So we're trying to make it be inclusive so that everyone can try to enjoy themselves. Now, with it being our first year, I will be learning, but we are trying to make it so that people who do attend feel comfortable to be able to try to be themselves as much as they can.
So yeah, that's actually it's so funny that it took this long for anybody to realize that that's really what a lot of littles want, is to enjoy little space. And I used to complain about this with TeddyCon years ago, where I was in the nursery space because I had brought my action figures with me, and every 20 minutes someone was using that space, so thus everybody, I wouldn't even say 20, it's like every 2 hours someone is using that space for some event. And it wasn't until later that they actually like stopped doing that, that they gave an extra space for it, because I says, you're breaking a lot of immersion with people when you do this, for them to actually like have to sit on the stage and everything for all of this. I actually said that I think one of the most critically, crazily annoying things for myself was, it had to do with, like the sheer fact that like all the stories, all like the story times and everything, there was never a free time that I had to like really enjoy myself or enjoy my little space, because of the fact that like that space was being used. The way that you've set this up, it seems like like there will be an enjoyment of those spaces, because you also set designated times for specific things, so people
Right,
can keep up with this, and that's
right.
good.
So yeah, because so how the schedule will go is that, so there will be like, if you go like to daycare, there will be a classroom schedule, and then there will be an event schedule. So the classroom and preschool schedule will have like what time breakfast is, what time story time will be. So if you see on the daycare room that story time is at, let's say, 11 o'clock, then you will know, okay, at 11 o'clock in the nursery room, Mommy Belle will be in there for story time. Then you will know that, okay, I can expect at 11 o'clock Mommy Belle's going to be in the nursery room for a half an hour to do story time. I want to see Mommy Belle do story time. So I'm going to be in there at story time. If you know that there's going to be a pet play event in our activity room, you will know, oh, the activity room, there's going to be a pet play event and I want to go to the pet play event. So I want to go to the activity room, which will not be in any of like the daycare space. So that'll be a separate area. Then, you know, I'll go to the event room so that I can go the activity room so I can go to the pet play event. So then therefore there won't be any crossover to interrupt anyone's headspace while you're in the nursery or the preschool big kids room.
Which is awesome. That's something that I'm really happy for.
Right. So there'll be, yeah. So there's two schedules that'll be going on. There will be the classroom schedules, which will have the included classroom events or classroom like activities like our art time, music time, and then there will actually be the event schedule for where we'll have our like activities at, like where we're going to have like our dance parties and our pet play events and things like that. So I have thought that through, and that was because of you, because you told me the incident that you had at TeddyCon and how that was something that the attendees had an issue with getting into Headspace. So because of you, that was something that I wanted to make sure I was able to separate for Headspace.
See, I really appreciate that, but it's like I said, I just shared the same problem with several other people, and I'm really glad that I'm glad that was paid attention to, and I appreciate that. I want to, so let's also give a little bit of history of how this came about, because I talked about why I wanted to consult and why, with you, I was explaining why I was consulting with you. And I've explained it on the podcast, but, I never really gave what you call an in-depth explanation. So, for the longest time, I've been trying to start something here in Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania, for Ageplay. Ageplay has Ageplay has a very huge audience here in Pennsylvania. The problem is that the drama and the bullshit is what really destroyed a lot of the community. For those of you that have been watching the podcast or listening to the podcast for a long time, you guys know that I have pointed out how even in my particular city there is a lot of drama where there are people who want to take advantage of those in the kink community just so that they can have sex with someone who they view as kinky. The majority of those people are not kinky, and they are very much the kinkiest thing they ever did was use handcuffs once or twice, 6 years ago. So I'm not. You're laughing now, but you know what's the real funny part to that? There was an actual conversation when I discovered years ago when I was in this one particular group here that I've talked about in the very first podcast episode, where I actually said that the person was I don't think I said this in that episode actually, but what happened is that the group that I was in, I was like, is anybody here actually kinky? Because everybody is always talking shit on age players. And I says, and whenever we do a BDSM event, I don't see a lot of people fucking using the equipment there. So what exactly do you guys do? And they were like, well, we're here for fucking. So you guys aren't really kinky, are you? And they're just like, nah, I'm kinky. My wife and I use handcuffs once, 6 years ago. Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah.
I've been traumatized by that experience ever since.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is that type of drama has filled up the community here. I have been working the last 12 years trying to repair the damage that this one group did here. And I really wanted to host an event. And originally, my ex-partner and I had an idea. This is the partner that I've always talked about, the one that passed away. Rain.
Mm-hmm.
We had an idea to start a convention here. We were hopping from hotel to hotel. We had like trying to figure out what would be the best place, and at some point I think we realized that we should just go with like the one sex club that we had here, because they keep their place awfully very sterilized, and it can hold enough people for us to do a really fun event. And it would be small, but it would be fun. And they had like exterior rooms that we could use and turn into classrooms and stuff like that. So that's why we were like, yeah, this would work. Oh man, I wish that we had got that plan done, but it didn't happen. So she after she passed away, a lot of those ideas just stayed but never materialized into anything. And then when you said that you wanted to do a convention, I was excited, and I was like, hey, I can consult for you, I can give you ideas, because I know I've seen what works and what doesn't. So like, I've been paying attention, and I've learned from three different cons. so so yeah, and plus I also go, like, I have friends that run conventions. I have friends that are in the kink community that will give you pointers on how to run events like that. And me being an event runner myself, I also have learned a couple of tricks. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
happy that I was able to give you be a consultant on this.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I hope in the future I'm able to, once I'm a bit more free from the stuff that I have to do here, I can join the board, and I will help out a lot more.
Oh yeah.
I
Most
just
definitely. We'll love to have you.
Yeah, because right now I am a slave to this community.
I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand what it means to be dedicated to something. I mean, when I was on the board for Capcom, I was definitely committed to the cause when I was on the board. So I understand.
It's not easy. Like convention running, event running, that stuff is not easy, because like no one really realizes how much goes into it. Like a lot of the planning. Like right now, I just had like a 2 hour meeting with the two women that I work with. We're having to work on some stuff, because currently there is rumor that like there might be an age play purge, apparently, not from our group but from another, and apparently they might be getting rid of their ABDLs. I don't know how true that is. But
Yeah.
but if they are, we'll accept every ABDL with open arms, because they're always welcome here at my events, and they will always be welcome at the other events too. Like that includes like DDLG and all the other age players that are out there. All age players are welcome at my place, because we're for everybody. We're not for just one particular side.
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to do the little jamboree. It was because I just wanted to give another place for ABDLs to gather. It wasn't to try to compete with anyone. It wasn't to say that I'm trying to be different than another convention, or trying to, like I said, or trying to compete with someone else. It was just to try to give another place for our community to go to, especially when you have one convention that sells out like so fast. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like sometimes like Capcom, I think one year like sold out in like in less than a minute,
But
and then where does that leave other people who want to go? It's it's just like, oh shoot, they're like, that's it for us, unless Capcom did 2 or 3 or 4 conventions within a year, and that could be a lot for one convention. And so I just wanted to just give an option for other people, even if it's not as big, or even if it's not a takeover, it still gives the community another option to be able to express themselves. So that's why I wanted to have the jamboree.
mm, I like that, because To be to be 100% honest, the problem with the community right now is that there is only one convention. It is very much. What was the stupid nerdy joke I said about this? I was like, they have to fight to survive. I was
It's
like,
like the Hunger Games.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, this is silly. Like, come on. I was like, why can't we, like, the conventions need, like, I understand, like, granted, and I want people to hear me say this because I'm actually being fair on this. I understand wanting to make the best convention out there, right? But the issue
Right.
is that there's too few. For instance, we had Babyfur Con that happened a couple of, what was it, last year, and
Hmm.
I'm not even, I've heard rumor that they were having trouble like with their hotel, which that sucks because I want them to fucking succeed because I really want to go to their con. Like, shit. They have some of the best, like, furry artists that are there that do ABDL art as well. And I really want to go to their event because I want to get shit from those artists. Because some of those artists appear at Anthrocon, but they don't sell their ABDL stuff or baby fur stuff while at Anthro. It has to do with the rules, really. But I like there's just so much stuff that I really wanted to do. There are so many people I want to go and just support at these different events. Like the for instance, let me, like, for those of you that watch the podcast, you guys should know that I have some of my favorite people in the description that you can buy their items and their apparel from. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Mommy Belle, your stuff is in my is there too, I
Yeah.
believe so.
You have one of my Power Ranger onesies that I
Yeah,
created.
yeah, yeah. Which I need to get another one because I told you I'm planning to come to Little's Jamboree as the Green Baby Power Ranger. So
It's so dope. I love it.
yeah, Timu sold me a dragon dagger, so I'm like excited.
Love it. That's so amazing.
So the thing is that I like like I said, we have like apparel and stuff, and there are vendors who I support that I put into the description. Those vendors are some of my favorite vendors who are small mom and pop places.
Yeah.
I'm now adding like one. I just recently added one new one to the description. I actually have DDLG Playground now as in the advertising at the bottom for different places you can order stuff from. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just recently talked to them, and they are allowing me to put them in the description.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's a big thing for conventions, being able to have vendors. We are just now getting back to vendors. So for right now, for vendors, we have North Shore, we have Mile High Mommy Company with Mommy Cat Marie. We have Your Little Space. They do their furniture for Capcom. They also will be doing furniture for us. They'll be doing our cribs, our high chair, and they're also going to be helping us with our preschool room. We also have Cozy Little Dreams that's going to be there. Your Star Academy will be there. They help to do the preschool room with Capcom, and then I'm also going to have Crinkly Comforts. They do onesies and custom onesies. And then my shop, um, Pretty in Color, will be there as well. We do have other vendors who we are locking down as well, that will be coming. But so far, we have about like 7 vendors that are coming. I know it may sound weird because I'm not, because we don't have I don't have like like you probably won't see like a lot of like big vendors because it's our first year, so I think that some people are kind of like dipping their toes in the water, trying to see like, is this a real convention or not? Yes, we are real. But I'm also leaning more towards a lot of like the smaller vendors because I want to like give them a big break too. Because I remember Little Kink Boutique when she first started. She was a small vendor, and now look at them now.
Yeah.
They've grown so much. So
That's
like
that's
I'm
my
really
that's my second family, by the way. I love that family. Oh, they have
So
always
I'm
been
yeah.
great
So like
people.
I've been giving a lot of chances to like a lot of like the small time vendors have been coming to me asking like if they wanna vend. And my vending fees, I'll just say it loud and proud, they're not that expensive. It's to vend at our convention, it's only $350 for the whole for the whole 4 days to vend.
That's actually really cheap compared to like other vendors. Because I know what was
Yeah.
it? What was it?
hmm
It was $1,000 for Capcom, wasn't it? I think it was like $1,000 a table at Capcom.
Yeah, so to like vend is not that expensive at and you get like a whole booth and you get like a whole booth to vend. So it's like only $350. So you know, so we kind of feel like it's a fair price. And if people wanted like more, because it's a booth, we have like a booth. So if someone's like, hey, can I get like two booth spaces, then it'll like go up in price to do two booth spaces. But other than that, that's how much it costs to vend at our event.
That's pretty good. Yeah, because I know that there are probably other vendors that would love to go and vend at your events. I was about to say I wish I could get some of the vendors here, but a lot of the vendors here are like really expensive. Like one of the older episodes of this podcast that we did an interview with Maximus Leather. I would have loved if Maximus could do it because that Maximus and I go way back, and he is a dear true friend to me. So yeah,
Yeah, and then the vendors do get like if they do get some special perks as well for vending. So like if anyone were to want to vend, they contact us and we'll tell them like what those special perks are for vending with us. So yeah, so we are trying to be fair when it comes to prices because the prices for our convention is $300. And I know some people will look at that and they'll be like, your prices is $300. That's like a lot of money for a ticket. But it also includes your meals. You get 4 breakfast tickets. So like you get breakfast every day. You get 4 snack tickets. So you get an afternoon snack. And then an example of a snack would be like we'll have like bagels and granola. Like you can get like bagels and then you'll be able to make like a bagel. You'll get like a bagel with like cream cheeses and fruits, and then you'll be able to like also make like your own yogurt parfait. So it's kind of like a little brunch type thing. And then also you'll get 4 dinner tickets, and then you'll get 4 drink tickets, and that's for your entire stay while you're there. So like the only thing you would have to purchase yourself would be your lunch, but everything else will be provided for you as far as meals with
that's
your ticket.
that's actually pretty good. Like
Yeah.
because the majority of our money when we went to Cap was spent on food. So
And then for also what we're doing, if you buy your ticket and your hotel together, your ticket is $300. The hotel is $704 for all 4 nights. But we are doing a bundle and save. So if you buy your ticket and your hotel together, it's $899. So we're taking off $100 if you buy your ticket and your hotel together. So
oh,
originally it'll be $1,004. You would only have to pay $899. We're doing that. We ourselves, as a little jamboree, as a thank you for doing your ticket and your hotel together, we're taking off $100 off your price for a
so
bundle and save.
so that breaks down. Doesn't that break down to like 480 a person or something like
Yeah.
that?
hmm
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it breaks. So if you have 4 people in your room, that's 480 a person. So yeah. So and that breaks down the room. So technically, because your ticket is 300, and the rooms break down to $180 a night. So and if you do that, that's 480. Yeah, that's about 480 a person. That's not bad because I know we had to spend way more than that for Cap.
And even when you bundle and save, you still get your meals included.
Yeah, yeah, because your meals are included with the ticket. That's freaking awesome. I'm really glad that I pushed that for I pushed for the meals because we
Yes, and people, yes, because I remember we had this conversation. People don't like the thing that people don't understand when I pitched the idea to you, how like I was like, is this a good idea? This is a good idea. Like this is me to kid on like really like Lars, is this a good idea? Like, am I doing the right thing? Is this a good idea? Like I was on the phone with you crunching numbers.
you
Like
were.
okay, so if I do this, this will work. I could still make this work. I could make this work. Like I was doing math with Kid Uncle on the phone, trying to squeeze in food to make the food work for the tickets.
And we
Like
kept trying to make it cheaper because the thing is that like, so this is a conversation I think you and I had a while ago, and I there was a statement I wanted to make, but I think that a lot of people are not understanding. Like what? Because this came up in a conversation that I had at an event. Like it's a lot of people are still wondering like how cons got to these prices, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's the hotels. Like when you have event spacing and you're trying to get event spacing, that it costs a lot of money. But it was a little bit cheaper before the pandemic. Now it's way more expensive after the pandemic. And prices don't go back down really. They
no,
stay up. So what's happening now is that that's how we shot up from $108 like back in 2017 to 100 to like 280 dollars in 2023 and 2024. That's how we shot to these prices. And people like in this particular case, yes, our tickets are 300, but we're technically saving you money. We are not even technically, we are saving you money by giving you meal tickets. So like we are trying our best to make sure that you have enough money in your pocket to be able to get whatever it is that you want at the con. Because when we go to conventions, we don't go to conventions just to enjoy ourselves. We go there to buy shit. Or I
yeah,
don't know about the rest of you, but I'm probably one of the most insane toy collectors out there. Every damn time that I go to a toy convention, I have $300 on me. There is one toy convention that I go to that I literally do not have the money whenever I go in there by the time that I'm used to Fifth Aisle. That is Toyapalooza. I
yeah.
never have the fucking money. Like, I take out $300. I walk 2 aisles. I'm at 150. And I'm like, how the hell? What happened to my money?
Yeah. I think like yeah, like I thought when I said I was going to do this, I knew exactly when I was going to do this. I knew exactly when I was going to start this convention. It was when was the last? I didn't go to the convention, the CapCon in January. So my last CapCon I went to was last year
Yeah.
in March. When I resigned from the board and resigned from being a director, and I was at CapCon, and I was like, "Yep, I'm going to do my own convention." I was like, "I've done enough years as a director, and I've done enough years as a board member. I have done event planning. I have done weddings. I have done travel agency." I was like, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." And then I think like 2 months after CapCon, I gave you a call, and I was like, "I'm going to do a convention." And you're like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." I was like, "I want to do it." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to do it." And then one day I just got up and I called hotels and I was like, if one hotel says yes, I'm going to do it. And then one hotel called me back and I was like, all right, one hotel called me back. Let's see what they're going to say. And I was like, if this hotel calls me back and they give me numbers that I like, then I'm going to do it. I was like, no. And I was like, no, they're not. They're not going to say yes to this because it's crazy. No one's going to say yes to a hotel. And I'm going to talk about adult babies in diapers. They're going to say, you are crazy. And then by the end of the conversation, she was like, just so you know, we have had furries here before. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, but that's the truth. It's like,
I was like, I was like, God damn it.
I was about to say Anthrocon. Anthrocon is one of the biggest money drawers here in Pittsburgh. Like, it is legitimately a money draw. They draw in about, what is it, 200, 300, I think last year they brought in $451 million or something like that into the city. Like literally this city survives on furries.
So like, yeah, so it was like the funniest thing. And then she was like, so we know all about furries. And then like her boss came to me. He was like, so are we gonna do this or not? He was, oh yeah, we know all about furries. He goes, and then his one boss came and he was, oh yeah, we know what CapCon is too. I was like, ah, shoot. I was trying to find ways to like not do this. And he was like, yeah, so let's sit down and let's talk numbers. Let's get you penciled in. And I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this, huh?
Yeah, because and this will be great because it's one of those things that like it's one of those things that is really awesome, and we like age players are always such great people. Like, I don't get, like, we're not talking about, like, with the drama and nonsense, because that's not the entire community. That's actually a very small subsect of the community. The real community is actually filled with pretty awesome people that actually have, like, that you can actually talk to and have really great conversations and enjoy time with. Like, I've made such great friends in the community in itself. Like, I've known celebrities, like people, like, and when I say celebrities, there are people that I know that are ABDL that I have met that like can't say that they're ABDL.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there are people that I know that are really cool that I've met like in the kink community in general that are just freaking awesome. There are a lot of like ABDL is not as non-mainstream as you may think.
Yeah.
It is very mainstream. And it's always awesome to be able to have conventions like this. It's one of the reasons why I go to Anthrocon. Anthrocon has like kink meets late at night. Like their kink meets are usually around 8:00 in the convention center, and everyone just goes there and enjoys it and has a good time. Like, everybody goes in there, reads stories, chat with each other, make friends. Like, I made some really awesome friends last year, and they were really super cool. This year for Anthrocon, I think Mouse and I are holding a Littles party. Like,
cool.
Yeah, I'm legitimately bringing all the stuff that we use for our events to our like hotel room, and we are gonna have like a Littles party in the hotel room. People will be able to color or play with action figures, and we're gonna have a nice like little space for everybody. We won't be able to fit a shit ton of people into the room, but I think it'll be enough.
And that's what the Jamboree is going to be about. Like, I know people are kind of like trying to figure out, like, what is it going to be like? And it really is going to be just having a good time. Yes, there's going to be activities. Yes, there's going to be events. But, like, think of it as, like, going to, like, day camp, but for ABDLs. That's the feel that it's going to be. You know, that's what it's gonna feel like. We're not gonna do anything too crazy. It's just gonna be like going to like a day camp, but it's gonna be for ABDLs and like the caregivers that are in the classroom. They're like your camp counselors, and they're gonna be there to help guide you along the day. They're not gonna be there to like change your diapers or anything like that, but they are gonna be there to help to guide your day along, to help you with activities and to like to guide you with things. There are going to be like special activities that I have and special art projects that I will be having that you'll be able to take home with you. I am looking into one activity that I think I have settled on, which I'm going to have. I'm calling it a sippy cup bar, where I'm actually going to buy blank sippy cups and people will be able to design their own sippy cup and bring it back home with them.
That's actually really cool. Like, I'm sorry, when you said sippy cup bar, I legitimately thought of a bar that serves you drinks in sippy cups. And I'm just...
But we could afterwards.
Yeah, I was just thinking
you can
about
bring it
that.
to the bar and fill it up, because we will have our own private bar. The cool thing about what I like about our convention, is that like we will have our own private bar in our area at night. And when it comes to our food will be brought to us, except for breakfast. We have to go to like the main lobby, but like our dinner and our PM snack will actually be catered into us. So you don't have to like go back in like vanilla clothes or cover up. You could just literally step outside of the classroom, or the ideal will be your teacher or your caregiver will line you up at the door, and they'll take you to like where lunch is being served or dinner was being served, and you'll be able to get your dinner and have lunch back in your classroom or back in or in one of the activity rooms that will be set up as a lunchroom, and have your lunch or dinner there. I mean your snack or dinner there.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so like you can be able, so like say like if you have a friend who's in like the big kids classroom, because they identify more as like a big kid, and you're in your nursery, at least for like snack time or like for dinner time, you'd be able to catch up with them during like dinner time at the lunchroom.
Is this buffet style, or is it going to be like, or are these preset meals?
It's buffet style.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I was thinking about this and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. You got my mouth watering right now.
It's buffet style. I'm going to be meeting with the event director of the hotel soon, and I'm going to be narrowing down the menu. Once I have the menu set up, I'm just gonna immediately post it to the website. Our website is live, so if people are wondering, do you have an official website? I do have the ticket website, and then there is an official Jamboree website as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get with you on the QR code thing, because there was an error with the QR code that I had at the event, and I forgot to bring it.
Didn't work?
No. And we tried, but I told people that they were able to look this convention up, so they would be able to find it.
Okay.
So yeah, they have my business card, so they know that they can look up my social medias, and I have everybody up there on my social medias. I always repost you. So
okay.
So yeah, we do need to just figure out that, and the QR code not working might be my fault. It might be, because I had to scale your thing up for.
Yeah, I was going to say I did check it before, and the link didn't pop up. So let me see. I'll check it when I get back off the meet.
Yeah, it might have been my fault, because when I scaled it up when I scaled up the resolution and everything, something might have gone slightly wrong. So,
okay, yeah. I'll check it out.
But one of the things that like I was explaining to people the other day is just that like I try my damnedest to try to get things rolling. Just know that like this is just the beginning for this is for the audience. This is just the beginning. Like, this is not anywhere near like us being close to finish with what we want to do as far as like event running and stuff like that. No, this is just the beginning, because what's happening is that I'm currently working on an idea to bring a Littles event here to Pittsburgh, but the problem is that I wouldn't be able to do it as just a Littles event. There's not enough money in there for us to do that. However, um, I can, if I can come up with something that is akin to like Froley, where it's like a kink convention, then that is what I'm aiming for, and there will be age play at the convention and essentially have its own space. Because I think that a kink convention like that has a space for littles, and it would be like a big enough space for it. I think people would really enjoy that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we could work with a different part of the hall or something like that, or the convention center, and it would be really fun. And the convention center is fucking huge. The one that I go to all the time is fucking gigantic. And after being there for Techo so many times, I have an idea of where we can do tickets and where we could hold the little space, and it being different from everywhere else. Like, I have an idea of how to start something like this and then let it grow into something bigger. I have an
Yeah.
idea, but we got to see how it works.
I think I love what you're saying, and what I also want like to say to people, like when you see something that's new that's trying to start, I feel like give it grace and give it time, because everything can't start out as what you see that has been in the making for 10, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to start at a starting point. I know that some people have asked me like, how come I'm not doing a takeover? A takeover can cost a lot of money. A takeover can cost like, I want to be very honest and open. A takeover can cost $250,000 to start.
Yep.
And a takeover can cost $500,000 to start. Um,
Pettycon.
and I can guarantee you that anyone who is doing a takeover right now did not start off with $500,000 or $250,000 to do a takeover. And the reason why I say that is because you have to promise the hotel that you can fill those rooms, and you are promising the hotel that you're taking the responsibility of taking over the money that they're going to lose. Because when you do this, you're telling the hotel is thinking that every ballroom that they give to you that you're taking, they are thinking that I could have filled that ballroom with a wedding, or I could have filled that ballroom with the family reunion. And some of those ballrooms can cost $2,000 to $3,000 a day. So say if a hotel has 6 ballrooms and you're doing a takeover and each ballroom costs $3,000, you are paying that hotel $3,000 per day for that hotel room. For that ballroom. And say if one ballroom breaks down into 4 sections, you're paying each section for that ballroom that could have been used as a space.
And that's yeah, and that can get pricey because
And that can get pricey. And you're paying for the hotels. You're promising that hotel that you can fill those hotels with attendees. And if those attendees don't show up, guess who has to pay for that?
yeah.
The people who put their name on the dotted line. So when people say like, why can't you how come you're not doing a hotel? It's not that easy to do a hotel. So when I blocked off the rooms in the section of the hotel, I looked at the hotel and I said, this is how much I feel that I can do. I feel that I can sell these many tickets. I feel that I can sell out this portion of the hotel, because I'm only taking up a wing of the hotel for the Jamboree. And so far, we're doing pretty good. I'm for everyone who is buying a ticket, thank you so much, because we're doing pretty good. I think I am very positive that I feel like we will make our goal. Um, so thank you very much. So yes, but so that's why we're not able to do a takeover yet, because I have to dip my toe in the water first to see where the gauge is, and then if I can see where the gauge is for this year, then next year I can say, you know what, maybe we can do another wing of the hotel, because this year went so well. I have confidence that I can probably do a little bit more. But a takeover could cost $250,000. It could cost up to $500,000, depending on how big the hotel is and how many rooms you are promising that you're gonna take over.
That you're gonna fill. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the thing is
plus
that
food, plus food.
yeah.
You're promising. You also have to. You also, some people don't realize too is that you may have a food budget, and your food budget could be like $100,000. You're promising that your guest will eat $100,000 worth of food, and if they don't, you have to pay for that too.
Uh-huh.
So there's this, so when people say, how come this convention, how come these people didn't do a takeover? There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of math and a lot of money that goes into it.
And it's not just the math and money that goes into it. It's just the sheer fact that like people people need to understand, like it, like I said before, it's not easy running these events.
No,
Like
it's not.
it's not. It is difficult as fuck. And like the only thing that you'll ever know is that sometimes these events don't always make the numbers that they would. That was like TeddyCon did that one year. I think it was 2019. They didn't make the numbers that they wanted to, and people that were in the main hotel had like jumped out of the hotel, but the hotel didn't tell anybody that those things were canceled. And that's like there were reasons that people weren't able to make it. And the thing that irritated me is that the hotel didn't tell anybody until the last minute, and was like, why is nobody taking the rooms? Because we like, when you hold the room, you're holding it until like the week before. You didn't tell anybody that those rooms were canceled until like the week of. So they can't cancel that room unless they want to play double. And they didn't, for some reason, they didn't want to understand that. And I was like, I said, how long ago did those rooms get canceled? And they were like, well, 3 months in advance. Well, why didn't you tell anybody 3 months earlier? I was like, that should have.
So you can fill them.
Yes,
yeah.
So we could have filled them, because people that were in the overflow would have gone back to the other one. They would have been in the main hotel. So, yeah.
So running a convention can be totally fun and a good experience, but it's also very scary, because you're like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm loving the experience, and I'm having a good time, and I'm really excited. I'm super duper excited. I'm having so much fun planning it, and we have so many more surprises coming up, and we have more events that will be planned coming up that I will be sharing next month. But we already, on our website, we already have some events that are going to be happening, and you could check those out. We still have tickets available. If people want to vend, we still have vendor spots available. Like I said, they're $350 to vend for the whole 4 nights, and there are perks for vending. So, I'm excited.
Are you still looking for volunteers?
Am I looking for volunteers? I'm open, like I am, but I think I'm more open to security. Because we're a smaller event, we don't need too many people, but I think if I was to be looking for people for volunteers, I would take people who will want to do security, or people who will want to do stuff for like in the caregiving role, like in the classrooms.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. As for so that was a question from the recent event that I just vended at. When I was doing the advertising for the group, somebody asked that question, so hope that they heard that answer. Um, I'm trying to think, because I know I'm going to be doing the video game room this year.
Yeah.
I'm giving you all a heads up now. There will be a Power Ranger, the fighting game, what is it, Battle for the Grid? There will be a Battle for the Grid tournament at some point. And I don't know if I'll have it at the time. I'm going to try to get it. There will be Mark of the Wolves. I know I have Mark of the Wolves. I just have to put it back onto the system. And maybe Tekken. Maybe. I don't know if we're going to have Tekken. But
yeah, we have for sure, I believe we may be bringing the Xbox, PlayStation 5, and I know I have things like the Wii.
Yeah.
I think
yeah, and for those of you, like, I know that hotel internet sucks. So like, I will not, that will be like the 1 week that I don't get to play Marvel Rivals and completely bust ass in that game with Spider-Man. But I was like, I know for a fact I'm probably going to try to bring this with me. I'm gonna see if I can get a gaming laptop, possibly, so that we can play Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's a mod for it that they added more characters to the game, so you could play like Gambit, Cyclops, Thanos. Like, they're all in the game. Like, people modded them in, and it's a lot of fun. Like,
yeah,
I'm super excited for that.
I wanted to announce here, we are going to do one field trip, and it's and this trip, it will be included in the hotel. We're near a movie theater, and I have rented out a theater, and we're going to have a private screening to go see The Little Rascals.
The 90s version?
Yeah.
Oh god. That movie is so damn funny.
I know.
Like,
I thought that.
I watched that movie years ago, and my mom was like, "Have you ever seen the original?" And I says, "No." And then she like found the original on Turner Classic Movies because it wasn't Turner. It was one of the stations, one of the cable stations at the time was actually doing reruns of The Little Rascals. It might have been TNT or TBS. It was one of the two. It was one of them, but they did an entire like run of that series, and I laughed so hard because the old one is even funnier than the 90s.
It's
movie.
So wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so wild. I've seen them. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so wild. Buckwheat. Oh my god.
The one thing that I would love, like, I don't know about you, but I have a question. Have you ever gone to is there ever been a movie that you wanted to see in the movie theater? Like, what movie have you ever wanted to see?
Like, in the movie theater?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
any movie.
Any movie. I actually have one, like, on the top of my head that I wish that I watched in the theater, and they do it every couple of years, but I can never find anyone to go with me.
Which one? You go first. I can't think of any.
So for me, it's actually the movie that got me really into Gundam. There's a movie called Char's Counterattack. I watched this movie on Adult Swim years ago, and it was amazing because they didn't have a dub version when I saw it. The version that they had was subtitled, and I never saw the full movie because what happened is that I had recorded it, but the Cartoon Network version of it is over 4 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not a 4-hour movie. That's the crazy shit about it. It's not a 4-hour fucking movie.
Oh my gosh.
It's just that there are so many fucking commercials. Like, the commercial length was so goddamn long. that it actually took up a majority of the movie time. And Char's Counterattack is a good movie. Like, it is sad, and you do need to have some type of reference to, like, the original Gundam, but it's so good. Oh my God.
I think now that I would probably want to see Ponyo.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen Ponyo in theater either, but I remember when it was in theater, and I wish that I did go and see it. Cause like Studio Ghibli films are some of my favorites. Like,
yeah, so if I had to see, I think it would be like if someone told me that Ponyo was in the theater, like I would go running, like okay, let's go see it right now. Like I would not miss my chance to go see Ponyo in the theater.
So I have a question. You've seen Grave of the Fireflies before?
No, I should probably. You should give me a list of stuff I need to go see.
Yeah, that's another Studio Ghibli film. It is the polar opposite of
Ponyo?
no, of Totoro.
Okay.
Like if you watch Totoro
I have seen that
is
one.
the happy ending of Grave of the Firefly.
Oh no!
Holy shit!
If that's the happy ending, and that's like, oh no.
Yeah. So
am I gonna cry?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That movie.
When you said that was a happy ending, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. It's so Grave of the Fireflies is a story about a boy who's telling the story of how like it's not him telling the story while he's alive. He's telling the story from the day that he died. And
okay, see, now I'm already gonna cry.
Yeah, and it's about him and his sister during World War II when the bombs landed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Okay, see, I'm already gonna cry.
Yeah,
it's already sad.
It is a really sad movie, and like. The reason I brought this up is because at the event that I was at, Levels of Kink, I was talking to someone about, because I asked them if they had seen the anime Free Ren, and they were like, no, and they were like, what is Free Ren? I was like, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? And they're like, yeah. I says, okay. I says, do you know how old, elves, right? Like the elven race? Yeah. You know that they live longer than normal humans, right? They're like, yeah. I says, this is an anime where you're seeing this shit from this elf's perspective. And the elf, like, is, like, saying goodbye to her friends after they journeyed the world and became heroes and whatnot. And she's like, I'm gonna go and study more magic. And she goes off to study. And, like, the human in the team that she has a crush on, he's, like, 20 in his 20s or 30s or something. Mm-hmm. And then she comes back and visits him, and he's, like, in his 50s. And the rest of the team are, like, old. And then she's like, don't worry, I'll come and visit you guys in a couple of years. Comes back, the guy that she loves is, like, 80-something. He's an old man. And because, like, to her, a couple of years is like... Yeah, nothing. Because elf. And it is her realizing that her longevity of life is, like, to a normal human, to her is like a couple of months in her mind is like 50-something years in the human like consciousness. So she's understanding that time is different for humans than it is for her. Yeah, and she becomes slightly more cold because all of her friends are dying. And there was like there's a priest that's with her that actually starts talking about like, oh, well, I have an apprentice, but I have found in this book, this spell for immortality, but I can't translate it. I've been trying to translate it for years and I can't do it. And so, he gives the book to her and she's like, yeah, I'll translate it. And she stays with him for like several months to like, I think about a couple of years. And he's dying because he's up in age and he's sick. And he knows he's sick. But what happens is that his apprentice is cleaning the entire house and she views the priest like her dad because he raised her. And he says she's good with magic. You should take her as your apprentice. And she says, why would I ever take this human for as an apprentice? You all are frail. You guys can't learn the way that we can. And he's like, Free Ren, there was a time where you weren't like that. Like, you used to like go around and be a nice person. Like, come on, like,
don't have a soul.
Yeah. And she kind of like calms the fuck down about it, and it is, and she takes the girl in, and then after she decodes the book, she goes, this book has nothing to do with immortality. Like, there was no such thing. She says, you knew, and she says, and this was really easy to decode. You knew it had nothing to do with it, didn't you? He says, yeah. He says, I had you to stay here so that I could spend the last few days that I had, the last few years of my life with you. He says, go and visit our other friends. He says, because I know most of them don't have that much time left. And she's just like, you bastard. and like, he's like, you know what I would
She's mad.
Yeah, she is so mad about it, but she has a smile about it, and it's great. And then she's just like, he's like, hey, I would really like a cup of tea. Could you go and get me a cup of tea? And Free Ren says, yeah. And well, she doesn't say yeah, the apprentice does. And Free Ren had left the room to go in, and she was doing something else, like teaching the girl magic, and was out in the forest doing something. And the girl comes running to her and says, something's wrong. I need your help. And they run back to the house, and he's dead. Like, it was his time. And at first, she's like, you have to help him. There's something wrong. He won't wake up. And he's just like, and she looks at his face, and she goes, you sly son of a bitch. And I was like, you got me to love this little girl, and now I have to take her with me. And she is like, this little girl is like her apprentice, and she has a heart for her now. And
she's sad because humans don't last very long, and now she's attached to this thing that's going to die.
Yes,
that's how she's like.
But the message in the book clearly said, hey, humans may not live too long, but enjoy the time that we have, and enjoy, like, life is not cheap. It is expensive, because it comes with all the love and like memories that you have with other people. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I was like, I never expected to see a story like this. And the entire story now is her, like, them having to go back and do the adventures that they did before. But she has a new group now, because she's finding out that a lot of the spells that they use to tie, like, demons to statues and stuff, that's the spells are degrading. So she has to go back they have to go back and fight the demons that they had fought years ago as a team, to fight them again because of the fact that they're stronger now. And she's taught this new group to be just as strong as her last group. And it's a good story. It's a good story. If you get a chance to watch Free Ren, please do. Holy crap.
Where is it at? Where can I watch? Yeah, probably HBO Max has a lot of those anime shows.
It might be on HBO Max. I know that Crunchyroll has this show. Crunchyroll is not like it used to be, but it still has a whole bunch of shit that is still really good. Yeah, I'm 100% for that. And that series, they broke my heart watching it. Like, I cried. I was like,
I want to watch it. Yeah,
Free Ren is really good. It might be on Netflix too. Check Netflix, because it might be on there. I watched it legally with quotation marks. Because I'm one of those old school anime fans that find like websites to watch anime on. Because that's the only way that I can watch Power Rangers and Kamen Rider at this point. So yeah, I'm super excited for your event coming up, and I'm glad to have you on the podcast. Like,
thank you.
It's always fun having you on here.
Thank you. I hope that people understand that the Jamboree was thought of with love. It was thought of with the ABDL community in mind, and that it was just thought of just to have a place where people who are like-minded to gather and to just have a safe, good time with each other.
Yeah, because all we like, it's something I explained once before. It is, we all love the community. We want to have like a great time in like and enjoy each other and have so much fun within that amount of time that we're allotted. A lot of people go to events because they don't have the free time to be little. They don't have free time or the luxury to wear onesies and stuff like that. I just had a
Yeah.
discussion with a friend of mine who she's a DL, and I made like, she doesn't wear onesies or stuff like that, but like wearing diapers is so much about her, and she has a great time whenever she goes to events like that. And like, her and I are really close friends. Like I said, you and I have been close friends as well. So like, I've I I respected her opinion on that, and I listened to like the opinions of people that come to my events. Like, they enjoy my events because they're able to play with toys. They're able to color in coloring books. They're able to watch cartoons with friends, and it feels so genuine because they're able to do this stuff. Yes, you can wear little's clothes and run around in diapers at my events because we have a private space. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that in our at our events. We do serve food, we serve food there. We at my events, we do like, I'll make sandwiches and stuff. There's actually like a cafeteria in the building, so I'm able to go and use the cafeteria and make sandwiches and stuff like that. The last time we made bagel sandwiches,
Aw.
oh, they were so good. It was like turkey and ham bagel sandwiches. It was really good. We also had like vegetarian sandwiches what was the I'm trying to remember what it was that we used on the vegetarian sandwiches, because the vegetarian sandwiches had like, it was more than just lettuce and cheese. It was something else. There was like an actual like vegetarian meat that we had there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I remember what it was. It was like a lettuce. It was like lettuce, cheese. Um. Well, it was vegan cheese, lettuce, and hummus, and we were using that on a bagel, and with tomato. Yeah, with tomato, and people were enjoying. They were loving those. We put
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we had hummus on almost all of the sandwiches almost, but we made some without it. We made it with mayonnaise. It was great. It was good to actually have all this extra stuff, and we were able to make like all these sandwiches and stuff. And what we do for our events is we charge $15 for the event, and if you bring a snack to share with everybody, your admission fee goes from 15 to $10.
Nice.
Yeah, we save up on food. Like, we are able to save money on food when people do that, and we're also able to make it affordable for the people coming in. So
Yep.
that was how we went about it. We have a couple of events coming up, because Adult Baby Day is on the 23rd, but we couldn't get the 23rd, so we got the 16th. So we mixed Valentine's Day with Adult Baby Day and made the Love of Ageplay Day.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be the celebration event of adult babies and all littles, and Valentine's Day all at the same time. And we're going to be able to make Valentine's Day cards for everybody, and it'll be great. So,
Nice, 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 nice. I love it all.
You need to come in and visit me for some of these events because people would love to see you.
You.
Yeah, people.
So, like, you know what we should do before the Jamboree? We should plan an event and come down, and then it could be something where I can like sponsor the Jamboree and support you at the same time.
Yeah, that would be great. Currently, like, I just have to see when what space we would have because the space that we have now, like the last event we did, we had like 50 people appear for the event, and that was more than we ever had. And it was so great because we had Babyfurs who brought their furry costumes, and they were walking around and like they had their furry outfits, and I love them so much because all the Babyfurs just smell like baby powder. And
That's funny.
yeah, like, like, I'm glad that they have the same smell as my computer. And I know people are like, wait, your computer smells like baby powder? Yeah. Don't have a computer if you're an AB because all like the dust that's in there is not dust. It's just baby powder. And over time, you just have to constantly clean it out. That's all.
But yeah, definitely we should like pre-plan something. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, I'm all for it because that would be so much fun to do. Um, so I would like to say thank you for letting me have you on the podcast. It's always great having you here.
I love coming on.
And we have to do another podcast soon because I have an idea for something, and I'll hit you up on that because it's going to be a really funny conversation. Because
I love it.
yeah, let's just say that I want to have you on so that you and I can have a discussion on the psychology of age play now, specifically ABDL, the psychology of ABDL, and how it's changed between now and from the 70s.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Woo, yeah.
Yeah, we'll cover it because I have some magazines that we can go through and read some.
Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could go through and read some of the articles and just have a conversation about like on the process of that. I also want to try to get Diaper for that too, because
she has a lot of information on that stuff.
Yeah, she is fucking fantastic when it comes to that.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me for the podcast. I love you all. And thank you, Mommy Belle, for being on here.
Thank you.
And we will see you all in the next episode. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.